for me, the daily confrontation with fear has become a real practice for me since about three years ago. I went skydiving in Dubai. Right? And skydiving is a really interesting confront with fear, right? So then that night you're laying in your bed and you just keep, and you're terrified. You keep imagining over and over again jumping out of an airplane, and you can't figure out why you would do that. And you're laying there and you have the worst night's sleep of your life. And your stomach is terrible, you can't eat and everything, but you don't want to be the only punk who doesn't jump out of this airplane. So everything's normal. So you fly and you go up to 14,000 feet, and you notice there's a light. It's red and it's yellow and green, right? So right now the light's red. So then you start thinking at some point the light's going to go green, but you don't know what's going to happen. And you go, and the guy walks you up to the end of the thing, and you're standing and your toes are on the edge and you're looking out down to death. And they say, on 3. And they say, 1, 2. And he pushes you on 2 because people grab on 3. And you fall out of the airplane. And in 1 second, you realize that it's the most blissful experience of your life. You're flying, right? It doesn't feel like falling. And then you start falling, and there's zero fear. You realize that the point of maximum danger is the point of minimum fear. The lesson for me was, why were you scared in your bed the night before? What do you need that fear for? Why are you scared in your bed 16 hours before you jump? Why are you scared in the car? Why could you not enjoy breakfast? What did you need that? The fear is fear of what? You're nowhere even near the airplane. Everything up to the stepping out, there's actually no reason to be scared. It only just ruins your day. You don't have to jump. And then in that moment, all of a sudden, where you should be terrified is the most blissful experience of your life. And God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror.
All right, in order to achieve greatness, you must first believe you can. Because for some of you, the reason why you're not taking advantage of this opportunity is not because you don't believe in it, you don't believe in you. Les Brown had called me to Orlando. We sat in the hotel, and I left, and I started talking to Les, and I started naming like, yo, you, Les Brown, this person, #1 in the world. He said, don't you ever say that again. I said, don't say what? He said, you the best in the world right now. I said, what? He said, you the best in the world right now. There's nobody as good as you in the world. You're the best right now. The only reason you're not the best right now is because you don't believe you're the best now. And when you walk out this room, I want you to go in the basement. I'm the best right now. He said, before you even become #1, start to proclaim it. And when I was number 20, I started saying, I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And I went to the computer, and the world said exactly what I said, that Eric Thomas is #1 in the world. I spoke it, the world heard it, and it activated. Your problem is that you don't believe you belong here. Your problem is that you don't think you should be sitting down here. Listen to me very closely. You've got a man and a family that's been doing this for over 30 years. You've got a program that's tried and true. You have individuals that have proven it can be done. The only reason you're sitting up there is because you don't believe you belong down here. When I believed that my voice was needed in this world, when I believed that I needed to be on the stage, not for myself, but to speak to a group of people who come from where I come from, a working class, who don't know what it's like to make millions and millions of dollars, who don't understand what wealth looks like, that I needed to come in the room with a single parent mother, with a father not in my life, being homeless and a high school dropout. Only somebody who comes from where you come from can tell you you belong, and I had to get my butt on stage. Listen to me very closely. If I had one message to leave you with that's a game changer, is you need to start to believe. It's not a behavior that I'm looking for, it's a mindset. No, here's the problem. You can't have, as powerful as the human mind is, it cannot think two thoughts at once. So here's what I need you to do. You need to reprogram your mind. And so my boy watched the response I was getting from my wife as I wash clothes, as I cook, as I iron. And I'll never forget, my boy was like, I'm about to do that. And I was like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. He was like, no, I'm gonna start doing that. I was like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. And he didn't understand what I meant. But what I meant by it is, you're going to do it, but you're not gonna be able to do it consistently because you're mimicking my behavior, not my thought process. So you can't mimic what I'm doing if you don't think like I think. I look at my wife as a queen. You look at your wife as your servant. You're not hearing what I'm saying. So there are those of you who want to mimic their behavior. It's not their behavior you need. It's their mindset that you need. Nick came out like no arms, no legs, no pity on me. I'm about to be the best in the world that has ever done. And so I explained to my mom, Nick learned at an early age with no arms and no legs, I got everything I need. Nick was like, I got everything I need to be successful. You got arms and legs, and you got arms and legs, and still waiting on something else. Are you hearing me? And so listen to me, I'm not even thinking about you, but what I'm saying is if you don't take advantage of this opportunity, you're going to set the next generation up for the same failure, setbacks, whatever. Like, write this down. I am sick and tired of people coming to me saying that they had a setback. It is a part. Listen to me, a setback is a part. Look, as much as you enjoy success, you ought to enjoy setbacks. Why? Because I just told you, I had a dream. My wife had a dream. And when my wife got MS, it actually, come on, I always tell people it's like a slingshot. When you get pulled back and back and back and back, don't look at that as a negative, because whatever your goal is, it's in the middle of that slingshot. It's going back, 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 back. And the farther it goes back, the greater the speed and the velocity when you let that thing go, and boom.